So welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, as we spoke last time, we're gonna do the first step of the portrait of Dracula. So the first video was on how to do the stance, was the most important part in my eyes. Of course everyone has different technique, different way to do things. And also this is for a bit more advanced tattooers, people who actually know tattoo or been tattooing for a while now. But what they're gonna do today, so they're gonna divide this video in few parts. So today we're gonna do a little part of it just for you to have an idea. So where I start from. So here's the stencil of it. So I did a few hours ago. So it's 100% dry, and I will start with the basic parts. So the basic stuff on it. Normally I don't use liners, so go straight into the parts. So I have the reference in front of me, so you need to have always your reference very next to you, so it's important to have. Okay. Also I have this thing, the needle, the length of the needle is very important. So for deeper, for blacks and stuff, the needle out, so the stroke is longer. Okay, so the needle goes out more. And for shadings and smooth shadings, you retract the needle in, so it's less needle as possible from the grip, from the tube. Yeah. So in this case here, corner of the needle, just to mark. So I've been looking to do this little project for quite a while now. It's always very interesting to me to do it. I love the Dracula from Brunstad kind of thing. Always love it. So it's something super interesting to me. So always look into the reference. Keep loyal to the reference, guys, because this is something important. Don't try to make something which is not there. I start from light to dark. I heard some people do the other way around. In this case I'm very careful because as I'm not used to have this fake skin thingy, so I'm trying to use lose my stencil. Again, it's a portrait, so doesn't matter if it's a portrait of a person, animal, or just a figure of a movie like this. In this case here, I'm used to stretch, so here I don't have to, so it's kind of weird to work without a really stretching point. But okay, we're gonna go on. Let's see how it goes. So I want to do a series of videos of, like, I have about 10 fake skins like that, and so I have a little idea about what I want to do with them later. So I would say maybe I make videos in all of them to share with you guys what I'm doing, and then I tell along the process why I'm doing that way, and then so on and so on. Sorry guys, I have a little bit of cold. This weather here is a bit ups and downs lately, so if you see here, we have this is the coat. So the from Dracula. As I said, I use the needle very short, so I don't want to damage, in this case, the fake skin. So oversaturating the ink on it. So I want exactly the amount I need. So I use sometimes the corner. I use Magnum, round Magnum, so soft edge they call. Maybe I don't know where you guys are in the world, so how they call that, but I think it's everywhere the same name. So yeah. For someone who's interested to know what kind of needles I use, here in Germany we have a company called Quadrum, which is actually from Poland, and it's a neighbor country here. Super good needles. Pretty much never had any problems with them. Super reliable and very good quality needles. Range price is a bit expensive, it's a bit steep, but it's worth it. It's really worth it, the money. So if you are in different places, I think UK you can get them as well. Middle Europe, I think you could actually also get them. East Europe, I have no much clue about it. What's the materials you can get there, but I'm pretty sure you can get also. Yeah, pretty sure. I think so. It's from Poland, right? So, but Asia, I think not. I think there must be another things going on down there. The concept about tattooing on a fake skin or on a real skin is pretty much the same. The difference is that you don't have, the client has no pain, of course, it's a fake skin, and apparently it's a bit more hard to pigment the skin here on this case on silicone. If you notice, I keep adjusting my needle length because, of course, as I said, I'm not used to this kind of materials, so I'm still get used to it as well. So I'm trying to get the finger from the finger here. So, and on the coach trains here, they have these folders, this movement of the cloth, the fabric or the material, right? So you have to be very careful with that. Try to get as much as possible the same volume, the same texture, so it looks as similar as possible to the photo. Don't invent things. Don't make things which are not there, because it will look a little bit weird, off place. But don't leave also things missing, because that's also would be a bit weird. So each video we're gonna make like something short, so not big videos. Don't bother you guys so much. So we're gonna have a. So we're gonna make this video in parts. So part 1, part 2, part 3, which are gonna be development of the. It's just a project to show and to also to studying it. We gonna make in different parts. So it's not gonna be something. If it would be a client of a real person, I would say it should be a one shot, one go. But here we don't have to take that in consideration. And another thing is, normally I would try always to get the principal features out of the way in case like eyes or the eyes, mouth, nose tattooed straight away. But as I never used this fake skin much, so I have no clue how the stencil holds on it, and I don't want to losing it. So I'm trying to start from the point which my hand doesn't go over it, so it doesn't damage the stencil here. So I can always refine the tattoo, So if you guys like the video, if you're not a subscriber yet, please hit the button, like, subscribe, it will be helpful to the channel. One thing, guys, very important, you see how I adjust the needle? So now comes out a bit of pure black, just to get this dark shading of the. So if you see here, for example, I put like the dark part there, so now I go into contrast part. So it's all about like again trying things and then videos and stuff, and then after that you can actually get a bit more hardcore on the things, in a sense, so you can get a bit more deep darks and stuff. But before, try slowly to don't mess it up, otherwise you end up with a big mess. I wouldn't recommend this for anyone who's actually really started tattooing from yesterday, let's say like that. But if you wanna have a try on fake skin like this, so silicone and so on, it's definitely a good idea to just practicing it. But don't do it in a real person, so act straight at least. So, and guys, this draw a lot, you know, drawing is a very important part of tattooing. Me myself, I draw every day at least 1 or 2 hours, but I've been lately actually much more. I just enjoy a lot. I try different medias always because it's fun. And right now I'm enjoying a lot of the ball pen media. So I'm really doing a lot of that. So I set goals on my drawings. So I set goals like the things I want to do, or just some friends. I like some things to them as a gift. So doesn't matter what you do with the drawings, you know. Some people are various, they don't give away, they keep in their portfolio, whatever. I don't do that. I share, you know. I do for fun. It's my leisure, you know. So, but whatever is your goal, why you're doing it, but keep doing it. It's very important for the tattooing technique to develop as well. You see, this is really smudgy there. Hopefully it comes out later. A bit worries me, that a bit dark, but I think it was much as well. On the skin, I prefer, I find it easier to do this on real skin, because maybe I've been doing for a while now, but I have a little idea about this little project of trying also to share with you guys, you know, because it's not everybody want to get to the Dracula, let's put it like that, right? And if you guys there have an idea or something you want to get, or something you like to see, something maybe I'm not sharing with you guys because I forgot, because of course it's so many things to share that I end up not remembering everything. Let's see, just scares me a little bit, but let's see. This is marked. I think it'll be fine here. So for someone who's familiar with Dettol is an old school stencil thing with many tattooers from the old school tattooers they use. It's before we didn't have the stencil stuff and all this new fancy punky stuff to make stencils, so to put stencils on skin. So we use a different, you know. So and this is Dettol. So this is something which I use almost all my career, and I still do. I still love it. I still love the smell of it. Many clients says, "Oh, I love the smell of this thing," and you know, you recognize straight away. Actually, it's not made for tattooing at all. It's just for something else, but it's 100% tattooing, you know. So when you smell it, you say, "Oh, tattoos," you know, something is there. It's something it's like a trademark for tattooing, you know. I hope this thing comes out like it cleans later. So guys, bear with me. I have no clue what's gonna come out here. So let's is an adventure for me as well. Let's see how I'm gonna clean this guy afterwards. Yeah, interesting. So in parts like these where you see it will be black around of it, I can take a risk and make like a little line work around. So then you make the line a bit longer. Get your darkest grade of shading. And just do a little line like this, just to mark me. So nothing special, nothing so elaborated. Right, so you just have the line in there. Again, same thing I was doing my thing. Somehow stretching skin, which is nothing to stretch here, but again, it's just me. I'm gonna turn a little bit this direction. In this case here, the line is not, just should have a consistency, but not being straight, because it should follow the same principles of the fabric, and the fabric is uneven, has these folders and stuff. This has to be consistent, right? So it cannot break. Even could, in a sense, because you know it's still organic clothes, but it still is better not. So drag the line always steady, like that. So you have this steady line work, and the reason why I have this kind of a fat, which calls here in German called mac fat. So it's like some sort of a petroleum jelly with chamomile or something like that. So it's this mix of, it smells good. It's not so rad to the skin as well, which I really don't like in normal Vaseline or petroleum jelly. You know, so here I'm just gonna do this bottom part. So again, now if it would be a real skin, I would be very concerned about stretching and so on, but here as we know it's not. So So for portrait, guys, I don't use line work, just in the major where I know I'm gonna put black, so we're gonna cover the lines. But even that, line work can be too deep and can leave some scars. Okay, so then you can see the line in there. So another thing is I always normally would do the major things, the major features of the design, which would be the eyes, nose, and mouth. In this case here, not really, because again, you know, it's something I can go back and do it and do it and do it. But if it would be a client, that would be the first things I would focus on. So let's see how we can clean this little mess here made. I have no clue. So a little bit of foam there. Let's see if it's gonna come out nicely. I'm just fingers crossed, guys, that's what's happening. Let's see if our first attempting of fake skin work portrait here will work. It seems, yeah, it's just kind of working, yes. Maybe you have to use a little alcohol here to clean up properly. But again, because I'm very careful about the stencil, to remove the stencil. Again, I'm not gonna make a very long videos because of course tattooing, especially portraits, can be a process, a long process, and this is not the idea of the video. It's more information, more about sharing some stuff with you guys than actually bothering you for a very long time with a long video. See, it's very special skin time, so you have to be careful here. As these are going to be all shaded around, I don't have to worry so much about it, but in my case here I cannot put my hand all over the place, so I have to be very careful how I work. Normally I would, as I want this thing to be still dark, I go one layer of shading above everything, hoping that sticks. It's not easy to work with this thing. Okay, let's clean some of this. It's definitely easy to clean. As long as you put dark around of it, makes sense. Everything makes a lot of sense. Right now it's just more. think very important, guys, for making shading is like the way you run your hands over the skin, speed of your hands, and the weight of your hands. And if you make it too slow or very heavy, it will be black, no doubt. So also it depends on the amount of the mixing you're using, what kind of shading solution. Do you make it by yourself or you buy already pre-made, which is for beginners I would recommend that. But also I can explain how to make how I make my one. I tried many different ways before with many different solutions and stuff, but it works. It definitely works. Okay guys, I think this video is starting to get long, so I will clean up to check it out, and then I will wait until the next video for you guys. Yeah, so just let's see how it's gonna looks like. Give me 2 seconds to just. The thing is, when you start it, you get excited and you start to get into the piece, and then it's hard to stop. Because again, I want to make this like a 2 or 3 video session, so. Okay, so guys, let's clean. Let's see how it looks like. How they can clean this mess here. But I think for today is the beginning of it is positive, of course. Maybe I will try on the machine a bit slower. Maybe it's gonna be. As I said, I don't have much experience on this kind of material, so I have no idea really exactly how to pursue this. So if someone out there has better knowledge on how to use this or what works best in this kind of material, pardon me, please write if you would like to share. But I think for the first time it actually went okay. I wouldn't say really perfect, but I can sleep with that. Let's see. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time. If you like, please subscribe to the channel, it'll be very helpful to the channel, and hit the button, the like button down there, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye.